We crossed over 18,000 on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, finally got over 18,000, which has kind of been a tough one to get through. We're within probably 100 points now of an all-time high for the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And how do you know to navigate these waters? How do you know what kinds of, when is a good time to invest? I mean, that's really the challenging thing for so many people is when do you invest? And the answer to the question, somebody once asked Sir John Templeton, one of the greatest investors of all time, when is the good time to invest? And he said, when you have money. Okay? That's a real good time to invest. And basically what the message is that you need to be in the game. You need to have some money exposed to the long-term potential of growth in the stock market. When Villanova won the NCAA tournament, and it had been the first time they'd won in like 35 years or something like that, I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to go back and look see where, at this point in time, the Dow was at about 17,000. I thought, wouldn't it be, let's go back and take a look at where the Dow was 35 years ago when they last won the NCAA basketball tournament. Okay. The Dow back then was at 1,200. 1,200. Imagine just if you had been 35 years ago capable to put your hands on $1,000 and just invested in an S&P 500 index fund. And what would have happened? With no effort on your part, no work, no in and out, just a good investment, diversified investment of the best companies in the world, and let it just go from 1,200 to 17,000. That's the trick. And you think back 35 years ago, what would that would have been 670 something? I'm not good at math. Okay. Think about things that have happened since then. The things that have happened in our world over the past 35 years. I mean, good Lord, if the only thing that had happened were the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, that alone in and of itself would have been enough to scare a lot of people out of the stock market, and it probably did. Other things like that we've had lots of market-moving events, good and bad. But most of the time, the market will trend higher. And so you see yourself in a situation like this. And the other thing that I think, one of the best messages I've ever heard, and I forget who said it, he said, you will never pick up the Wall Street Journal and the headline on the front page says, rally starts tomorrow. Okay? You got to be in the game because trust me, at the start of this year, there were very few people that thought investing was a very good idea in the stock market, was a very good idea. And then all of a sudden, without any warning at all, we get this 15% rally in a 2-month period that is as powerful as anything I can remember. And you just wonder if people who got out ever got back in. So that's the trick. Wayne Gretzky says you never score a goal if you don't take a shot. And I think the same thing applies to investing. You've got to have some money exposed to the stock market. How much it is depends on you and your own tolerance for risk. There are no two people in this room that have the same tolerance for risk. I can guarantee you that, especially if you're sitting next to your spouse. Okay, very, very good chance you have totally different tolerances for risk with your investments.